Hey everyone. So, how do you know when you are creating content from a place of authentic expression? I really appreciated this comment or this question that came in through my DMs earlier this week because it is really something that a lot of authentic business owners, people who want to put out meaningful, inspiring, whatever that looks like for you, content, it's really important that it feels in alignment with who we are. So I really appreciated this question that came in. So I wanted to share some of my thoughts on how you know that you're showing up authentically and showing up in your fullest authentic expression. And one of the ways to know that is, first of all, by knowing when we're not showing up that way. So one of the things that I've noticed, and I've been doing this now for the past 5 years, creating content, one of the things that happens, especially when you start to look too much to others in your industry, you start to compare yourself to other people who are doing similar things that you're doing. What can happen is, or maybe you've taken one too many mainstream marketing courses, and what can happen is you start to be persuaded by the content that you've seen, or you've been influenced in some way, and you start to talk about that in a way that maybe isn't your voice, that isn't true to you. You're sharing a perspective that is really not something that's in alignment with you. This has happened to me over the course of 5 years. I started out being very authentic and then kind of not really knowing what to do, kind of looking to my peers, other people in my industry to see, how am I supposed to be doing this? How am I supposed to be talking? How am I supposed to be sharing content? Doubting everything that I put out there. And I sort of got lost. The thing with authentic expression is that it is you. So you will know when you're showing up and creating content from an authentic space because it feels good. You can feel it. You know that this is in alignment with you. Now, there's a difference in putting out content and feeling really nervous about something because maybe it's a vulnerable share, or maybe you're just kind of getting used to sharing content. So it still feels a little bit scary because you know you're going to be visible. Maybe you're worried about online criticism or people, saying mean things about something that you've written or challenging an idea. So if you feel that kind of anxiousness or internal sort of like knots that could be happening for you, that is different. But when you feel good because you're expressing yourself from a place that is in full alignment with who you are, then you'll know this because you'll just have that inner feeling that lets you know, okay, this feels right for me, and I stand by my words and I feel good sharing it. It aligns with the message that I want to share. It aligns with me as a person. And I think that's the most important thing. Tip 2, the other way that you can know that you're in full alignment with your authentic expression is when you feel fulfilled by doing this. So if this fulfills you, you know that you're in alignment with your authentic self. So the thing is if you're creating content and your heart is not really in it, you can only do that and get by on that juice, that creative energy for so long. That is not going to be sustainable for you. If you're really lit up by the content that you're sharing, you feel really passionate about it, you love the topic yourself, you feel inspired to share it naturally, then that is a good indication that you are in full alignment with that authentic expression, which is who you are. So that's a really key indicator. And you have to remember, if you're posting about things that you hate talking about, that don't really light you up, you can only do that for so long. And then eventually that will wear out and it will no longer be fulfilling for you. And you'll experience burnout, resentment, and you'll recognize, I got to do something different. Not to mention, it will be obvious, maybe not in the beginning, but it will become obvious and apparent for your followers as well. They are going to sense that this is not an authentic expression of you and that your heart really isn't in it. So it doesn't benefit anyone or serve anyone to post content that isn't fulfilling for you and it isn't meaningful for you in some way. So that's the second way. And the third way is to know that when you're sharing content from a place of authentic expression is that it's true for you. So you're not sharing about someone else's experience unless you're just sort of sharing this to relate it back to your own personal experiences or something like that. But you're actually sharing from your own true lived experience. I cannot talk to you about creating a six-figure business if I have not created a six-figure business. I can talk to you about the journey, the struggles that I have, the lessons that I'm learning, things that I read about in my industry that I align with or that I don't, advice, tips that I've received that I think will be helpful for you. But I'm not going to come on here and start talking about a six-figure coaching, me to help you reach a six-figure coaching program if I have not achieved that for myself. So really the key to creating content that comes from an authentic space is, one, it feels good on a heart and soul level. You can really feel it. You know it's in alignment because when you share about it, you don't feel like, oh, I shouldn't have posted that, or you feel some knots in your stomach because it just didn't feel right. Two is it's fulfilling for you. You find the content meaningful and it lifts you up in some way. You can share it. You can talk about it. It's really, 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 again, in alignment with who you are and what you value. And the third way is it speaks to your lived experiences. You've lived it. You can talk about it because this is what's happened and what's what has come up for you in your own personal life and your own business. So you are definitely in a place where you can share that authentically with your audience. And you need to remember that if you're not, your audience, although in the beginning they may not realize that it's not coming from an authentic place, but over time it won't be sustainable for you, and your audience will definitely realize that this message isn't connecting for me either. So if you have any questions, I would love to hear your thoughts. I'd love to leave a comment below. If you're not sure who I am, my name is Krista and I have a website, kristabauer.com. Come over, check me out. And I work with many creative and spiritually minded solopreneurs to help them create marketing practices that are rooted in authenticity and integrity, and to help them build an online presence that not only reflects their values, but also resonates with their true fans. Thanks so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye.